I've gone through a bunch of different religions, I guess, I mean, but this book has forced me to kind of come out of the closet as someone who believes in the soul. I was thinking a lot about Aristotle, and Aristotle, as compared to Plato kind of divided. There's like the perfect like ideals up there, and then there's physical reality. And we love Plato, because then we can say, okay, you just go to church for that upper stuff, and everything's mechanical. And we can, just figure out the causes and effects and science and break everything down. And that's beautiful for Plato. But Aristotle was into causes. He had the four causes. Everything else is four causes. The efficient cause is like the building of a table, or the material cause is the wood that the table comes from, and the final cause is, so that you have something to put things on. But there was this cause that nobody really fully understood called formal cause. And formal cause is like the sort of almost the essential cause, the tableness of a table, or the humanness of a human. And the formal cause of a human is soul. Is the soul. It's the only way to understand what is it that makes a human human. It's this almost pre-existing drive, and you come in with soul. I mean, and then you can explain it. You can use quantum field. Okay, so there's quantum field, and then human beings are really good at kind of creating a particular realization of infinite quantum spectrum or something. You can play around with it, and there's great scientists who will kind of back up these ideas. But in the end, it's I used to say, wow, there's something soft and squishy and ineffably wonderful about humans. Isn't there some intrinsic weird value that that human beings can maintain ambiguity over time, that they don't have to resolve things. We can stay in that liminal space between yes and no that computers can't, and we can stay in there and we can watch a David Lynch film and not understand what it means and still experience that as pleasurable. What is that unresolved place? And then I've had to realize, in the end, when push comes to shove, I can't. Those are beating around the bush. That I do have to come back and finally say, yes, there is, I don't know if there's God as such, but there's a soul. There's something animating this whole thing. And soul came before matter. Soul, it really did. Time came before stuff. It's not that we had a bang that created time. No, I think time generated the bang, the soul, that there was consciousness before. Consciousness is not an emergent phenomenon of complicated matter. Matter can get complex enough that it can tap into consciousness, that we can broadcast it. I'm more into the Terence McKenna idea of DNA being like radio antennas, and then we can kind of channel consciousness. But there's a soul, sorry. And soul is always the thing that gets repressed in capitalism. Not just the soul, but soul itself. And you try to jam soul into, let's create a record label that has lots of that soul in it so we can make money off it. It's always, it's the only vital force really that we've got as humans is soul.